Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, you're looking at Hurricane Idalia from space. The intensifying storm expected to make landfall in minutes along Florida's Gulf Coast this morning. We're tracking Idalia. And Victoria Crime Stopper is seeking information in the 2002 unsolved murder of a homeless man found beaten to death outside of a Victoria convenience store. Information on how you can tip is ahead. And we're following that deadly shooting at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that left a faculty member dead. The gunman made his first appearance in court Tuesday. We have the details.
Take a look on the outside once again in Cuero. Looking across the field there's water tower there in the center of the screen. And looking at rain chances increasing in time, not today, but as we go toward the next several days, that is a yes on that. Heat was again for our day today. And take a look at the hurricane coming up a little later on this half hour.
The former Victoria East quarterback received some bad news yesterday. We have the latest in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
I'm Trey Mining.
And today it's the 30th day of August 2023.
That it is.
The time is now 6:31 on our Wednesday morning. And on this day in 1968, the first record released on the Apple label in the UK is the Beatles single, Hey Jude.
Speaking of that, I think you already kind of answered the question in a way, but who was the owner and the creators of the Apple label?
The Beatles.
Exactly. Yeah. And that label was still going not too long after they disbanded.
And the song Hey Jude is kind of written in reference to Julian.
Julian Lennon, yes, exactly. There you go. Classic stuff, classic stuff.
Well, Trey, let's move on to more serious news this morning. It looks like Hurricane Idalia is about to make landfall.
It's making landfall as we speak. The eye is moving onshore as we speak in the northwest of the Big Bend of Florida, I should say, and causing those folks flooding around the area with heavy rainfall, high winds, hurricane force winds, and surge flooding, so it's not looking good for those folks at all. In comparison, we have pretty quiet conditions around here. We'll take that. Do need the rainfall. We don't need any storm surge flooding, though, of course. And I'll take a look at the temperature now, 68 degrees. A little bit of a cool little feeling on the outside this morning. I guess you can call it that. Compared to what we have been seeing, it's cool. With northerly winds bringing in a little bit of drier air for our region here. The effect of Idalia on us is bringing in northerly winds, keeping our atmosphere dry, and a little bit cooler in the morning time, just a touch, that is. Looking at the big picture here, of course, high pressure dominating our weather here. That's what kept Idalia away from us and pushed it toward Florida. Making landfall as we speak, moving across Georgia and the Carolina coast, coming up for the next day or two, moving out into the Atlantic Ocean, of course, after we get past Cape Hatteras, probably by the day on Thursday into Friday, right around that time frame. Nothing on the rain totals as of yet. Don't really see anything rain total-wise until we get to about the weekend or so, coming on through less than a quarter of an inch. But after we get through that time period, we'll have better rain chances, maybe catching up on a little bit more as we head toward the first part of the week next week, that is. Yesterday's high was 103. Getting near that today. Overnight low was 77 degrees above normal for our normal high and low. Look at this right here. We're over 6 inches under normal. We need the rainfall definitely. We're just not having any time soon. But a little bit better rain chances coming our way. When will that be exactly? Will it impact your Labor Day holiday? We'll take a look at that later on in the full forecast to come. Make it a great day today and stay cool the best you can. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The International Space Station passed over Hurricane Idalia as the storm is making its landfall actually right now on Florida's Gulf Coast. A total of 23 Florida counties have issued evacuation orders for their coastal cities and low-lying areas ahead of the landfall this morning. Idalia strengthened to a Category 4 hurricane overnight with maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. The National Weather Service in Tampa Bay warned of the impacts, including storm surge, heavy rains, and tropical and hurricane force winds depending on the location. FEMA says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis activated the National Guard and President Joe Biden approved an emergency declaration. Victoria Crime Stoppers wants any information you may have on the unsolved murder of Gerald Samuel Hadley. On August 23rd, 2002, around 5:10 a.m., Victoria police responded to a convenience store in the 4400 block of North Navarro. The call came in as a man down by the dumpster. The man was identified as 63-year-old Gerald Samuel Hadley. Hadley was homeless and was severely beaten. He almost died a year later on August 14th, 2003. He was in a coma during that time. If you have any information about Hadley's murder, call Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. All tips are anonymous, and if your tip leads to an arrest or a charge is filed, you could earn a cash reward. The suspect in Monday's fatal shooting on the campus of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, made his first court appearance Tuesday. Authorities charged Talay Kui, the UNC graduate student, with first-degree murder in the shooting of his faculty advisor. The judge in Tuesday's hearing denied bond to the suspected shooter, the attack that caused a campus lockdown while police searched for the gunman. The shooting sparked fear at the state's flagship public university just a week after students returned for the start of the fall semester. The proposed budget for the 2024 fiscal year has gotten the thumbs up from the city of Victoria. The fiscal year is set to begin October 1. On your screen is the newly proposed public safety building, just one of the many projects included in the budget. The budget means a reduced tax rate of 0.4898 cents per $100, property valuation a decrease of 13% from last year's tax rate. A public hearing is slated for September 5th at 105 West Van Linn Street. The hearing will offer residents a platform to share their perspectives on the budget. Netflix says it is ending its DVD service, with the shipment of DVDs ending in about a month. The move was first announced in April, with Netflix saying its final disc will be shipped September 29th. The company also announced that subscribers will not be charged for any unreturned disc after that date. In a social media post, the company told customers to enjoy their final shipments for as long as they would like. Subscribers to Netflix's DVD rental service can also enter for a chance to get up to 10 extra mystery discs shipped to their home on the final day of service. That leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code on your screen to take part. We ask you, have you ever used Netflix's DVD service? Okay, let's take a look. 28% of you say yes, and the rest of you say no. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:37 on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. The driver of this vehicle taken to an area hospital after crashing on U.S. Highway 59 yesterday.
I'm ABC's M-Win in Tampa, Florida, where Hurricane Idalia is expected to make landfall just north of here. The latest on this life-threatening storm coming up.
And once again, the school bus forecast for the day. Kiddos getting ready for school, dress cool for school. No rain though, just try your best to stay cool. 78 degrees at the bus stops. Returning home by 3 or 3:30. Temperatures near the 100-degree mark. Few clouds out there, no rain. And what about rain chances for us? We have them. Coming up in the forecast, we'll let you know.
Hi, I'm Detective Kelly Gibbs with the Victoria Police Department. Victoria Crime Stoppers is seeking to identify a person of interest. The Victoria Police Department is requesting assistance in identifying a male subject described as an older white male, approximately in his 40s, wearing a red shirt, light-colored cargo shorts, with a white mustache and beard. The male was driving an older model silver four-door car. If you have any information about the identity of this person, please call Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. You can also submit a tip by using the P3 Tip app on your Android or Apple device, or by visiting our website at www.crimestoppersvictoria.com. All tips are anonymous, and if you give information that leads to arrest or charges being filed, you could earn a cash reward. With the Victoria Police Department, I'm Detective Kelly Gibbs.
Good morning, good morning. 20 minutes away from 7 a.m. hour. And here's Idalia. Made landfall is moving. It's inland now. There's the eye and the eye wall right there in the northwestern parts of the Big Bend, Florida. Make its way toward Lake City and just to the east of Tallahassee, which is over here. So this area is getting pounded now with storm surge flooding all the way from the areas north of Tampa to where the center of the landfall location is. There's still a little ways to go, some banding behind it, so definitely going to be a rocky and stormy morning for the folks there in northern Florida. It's now down to Category 3, 125 mile per hour winds. There's the coordinates if you're tracking on your chart. It'll continue to move further inland, southern Georgia by later on this morning and this afternoon, skirting the South and North Carolina coastlines, coming up for the next day or two down the road, and warning about after that in the Atlantic Ocean, not bothering anyone after that more than likely. So there's the coordinates on it. It's now made landfall in northern Florida. For us here, pretty quiet in comparison. We'll take a look at your full forecast, which does include rain, coming up a little bit later on before we go this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The NFL can be a cruel business, and a former Victoria East Titan experienced it firsthand yesterday. Sports Director Gina Perez has more.
At Crossroads, it is confirmed that the New England Patriots have waived a couple of their quarterbacks, including Victoria East graduate Bailey Zappi. The former Western Kentucky quarterback is now waiting to see if he makes it through the waivers, which ends today at noon. This means that Mac Jones is the lone quarterback on the roster for the Patriots. If Zappi is not signed by a different team, this means he could return to New England practice squad. The West Warriors volleyball team had a special occasion on their hands last night. Before the game, they honored Jasmine Valenzuela, who reached 1,000 career digs this past weekend against El Campo. The ladies took on the Columbus Cardinals, who are number 8 in Class 3A. The Warriors did give them a run for their money, winning sets 3 before falling just 2 points in set 4. Jasmine added 24 more digs to her career total on the evening. The final scores were 25-13, 25-20, 26-24, and 25-23, with Columbus winning the match. That's your 25 Sports Now.
Thank you, Gino. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Hurricane Idalia, now a Category 4 storm that has made landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast. Evacuations in the area expected to be swamped once it makes landfall. It has just made landfall in the last 30 minutes, and Idalia is intensifying overnight, and it has reached up to 130 miles per hour.
Morning, Hurricane Idalia barreling towards Florida's Big Bend, expected to make landfall just north of Cedar Key. The hurricane strengthening over the Gulf of Mexico, threatening to unleash catastrophic storm surges and rainfall.
My son's a law enforcement officer, and he's encouraged me real bad to leave. They have ordered a lot of body bags. They're expecting some fatalities, so I don't want to be one of them. It's scary.
Governor Ron DeSantis warning people in coastal communities.
This is going to be something that will leave significant impacts, and particularly in this part of the state.
Overnight, people in at least 30 Florida counties placed under evacuation orders. Residents hunkering down, boarded up windows and filled sandbags. Tampa Electric securing tens of thousands of workers from more than 20 states as far as Maine to help restore power after the storm. 5,500 National Guardsmen are also on high alert. Experts say climate change has intensified the storm.
It's 88, 89 degrees over where the storm's going to be tracking, so that's effectively rocket fuel for the storms.
President Biden has been in constant contact with Florida officials and will receive a briefing today. FEMA is already calling on Congress to approve more funding for disaster response.
We're watching out closely for those storm surges, which could reach as high as 16 feet in some parts of Florida. It adds to the increasing flood threat here and along the coastline. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Tampa.
The driver of this vehicle taken to an area hospital after crashing on U.S. Highway 59 yesterday. Authorities say the vehicle was the only vehicle involved in the crash. It's unclear at this time what caused the driver to wreck. We reached out to authorities for more details. Look for updates on our website, crossroadstoday.com. If you experienced a power outage yesterday, it was probably due to an 18-wheeler that hit a power line. Power was reportedly out for about 30 minutes, and this all happened around 2:45 yesterday afternoon. Authorities say the 18-wheeler was headed south on Main Street when it hit a power line in front of a business in the 300 block of North Main. Traffic was redirected between Mockingbird and Crestwood. No one was hurt. The time is now 6:45, just about 6:46 on your Wednesday morning. So to come, U.S. financial regulators signed off on new rules to prepare large and regional banks for possible failure. Okay, time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Chase. Happy birthday, Grace and I love you. Have a wonderful birthday.
And also happy birthday to Talon. We love you and hope you have a blessed day.
Happy birthday to Ashlyn. Happy 9th birthday to my little princess. Daddy loves you.
And happy birthday also to Luke. Happy 15th birthday to our son Luke. May you have a blessed day. Love from all your family.
And hopefully Bibi Rexa is good today. It's her birthday. The I'm Good singer turning 34.
And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News on Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More and under Home. You'll see the KVU Submit Your Birthday.
The time is now 6:46 on your Wednesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Trey Mining here. Looking at the temperatures, feel like temperatures to start off with in 70s and near 80 degrees. And a little bit of more dry air worked in behind the weak boundary, and also feeling the effects of Idalia way to our east across Florida, bringing in the northerly winds, so a little bit drier on the outside of the atmosphere. Just a little bit, allowing the temperatures to be a few degrees cooler than we normally have seen during this hour. And so we'll keep those temperatures at 70s and 80s. And near 90 degrees, feel like temperature 96 or so by the 2 o'clock hour because of the dry air. That's why we're not in triple digits at that time. We'll be later on in the day, of course. So regardless, try your best to stay cool. Dress cool for school or work. Looking at the future tracker, not much to see out there. A few high clouds from time to time. No precipitation as of yet, but the rain chances will be increasing as we go toward the latter half of the week and the next week. We'll show you that here momentarily. 101 for the daytime high, mostly sunny skies and hot with northeasterly winds. Overnight lows in the upper 70s, mostly clear skies though. Increasingly humid, even more so than now. And for your day tomorrow, 102 for the daytime high, keeping you on the hot side through the end of the week. Slow rain chances, small rain chances coming in by Saturday, increasing some by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as the atmosphere becomes more unstable. So fairly good chance of thunderstorms on your Labor Day coming up on Monday.
Tuesday, U.S. financial regulators signed off on new rules to prepare large and regional banks for possible failure. The rules were approved by leaders at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Federal Reserve, and the Office of Comptroller of the Currency. It comes in the wake of 3 bank failures earlier this year. One rule requires banks with at least $100 billion in assets to issue around $70 billion in new long-term debt. That would help absorb losses if they become at risk of becoming insolvent. Another draft rule would force banks to disclose more details on how they could be safely managed if they were to fail. The rules still need to be finalized after the agencies review industry feedback. Doctors pulled a live worm from a woman's brain in Australia. A 64-year-old underwent brain surgery for an abnormality in the right frontal lobe of her brain. That's when a neurosurgeon pulled out the live 3-inch long roundworm. The parasite was confirmed to be a roundworm usually found in pythons. Researchers say the patient lived near a lake area inhabited by carpet pythons. They believe she caught the roundworm after foraging the area for a native leafy vegetable, which she cooked and ate. Infectious disease experts say this is the first case to involve the brain of any mammalian species. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. 10 people arrested in the kidnapping and murder of a man in New York. Ten people were arrested in the kidnapping and murder of a man in New York. 34-year-old Thomas Rath was last seen alive in late May in Ithaca. His remains were found in a shallow grave on August 3rd in the town of Candor. Investigators believe Rath knew his attackers. 2 suspects face second-degree murder charges and 9 face kidnapping charges. Investigators say more people will likely be arrested in the case. A Fulton County Superior Court judge has set Harrison Floyd's bond at $100,000. Floyd is one of the former president's 18 co-defendants charged in Georgia's 2020 election interference case. Floyd, the former leader of Black Voices for Trump, is the only defendant in the case to be jailed after he surrendered to authorities last week. In his initial court appearance Friday, Judge Emily Richardson denied Floyd's bond request and ordered that he remain jailed over concerns that he was a potential flight risk, an assertion he rejected. The judge also cited a pending case in which Floyd is accused of having assaulted a federal officer this year as one of the reasons she denied his bond request. All of the other defendants, including Trump, were released on bond after they were booked. Floyd will likely be released once he's able to post bond. 110 official missing person reports filed with the Maui Police Department. This comes as leaders work their way through the FBI's credible list of 388 missing people. As of Tuesday, more than 200 people have reportedly responded to the police's missing persons email address. Authorities asking people to share any information for those who are missing, including DNA samples in which they can use to identify remains. The search and rescue portion of their mission almost complete, with crews still looking in the water but have not found any human remains. An updated credible list will be shared Friday. Employees at Armstrong Mayflower took some time out of their morning Tuesday to recognize one of Victoria's most well-known personalities. Brother Gary Moses is Victoria's #1 master of ceremonies, known for his presence at nearly every event in town. He was surprised when he learned the appreciation breakfast he attended wasn't for the employees, but it was for him.
I just love helping people. I love helping organizations, making people's day a little brighter. If I can come on and assist in some kind of way, I'm out there doing that. And it's a blessing to me, and I hope it's a blessing to others, because I'm very fortunate to do what I do, and I enjoy it immensely.
The employees were all wearing Brother Gary Moses socks purchased by the president of Armstrong Mayflower from Mother Clucker's, a shop in downtown Victoria. Proceeds from the socks go toward a charity of the purchaser's choice. Armstrong Mayflower chose to give back to the Alzheimer's Association. Under the existing law, pedestrians must walk on the left side of the road facing oncoming traffic if no sidewalk is available. A new state law allows pedestrians to walk on roadways facing oncoming traffic if sidewalks are obstructed or unsafe. Read the story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And we do have time for a final check of our forecast with Trey. Trey, big weather news breaking this morning with Hurricane Idalia making landfall there on the coast of Florida. What more can you tell us?
Well, it's now inland. The eye wall is now inland in Florida. I think it's way toward Georgia. It'll take a while for it to spin down and weaken. Looks like it'll go across the Carolina coast the next couple of days and go out and open up more to the Atlantic. I'm afraid it's going to be a big story, and a lot of damage is going to come out of Florida, as we see later on today. In our region here, we're keeping the temperatures in the 70s this morning. Feel like temperature 80s or so and 90 degrees or so by the lunchtime hour. Mid-upper 90s coming up by the afternoon time. A little bit more drier air is in our area currently, so it's helping those heat index values a little bit. But it's still hot though, can't get away from that. As we go toward the next few days, we'll see the temperatures. And let's see, my graphics are messing up here. There we go. Okay, current conditions is 67 degrees on the outside, so that's not too bad. High pressure over our region here will keep us on the dry side and the hot side. Also, it kept the Amalia from heading toward Texas. There it is moving into Florida and along the Florida-Georgia area currently in the morning time. And for us here, we'll keep the temperatures in the upper 90s, near 100 degrees for the air temperature today, and also heat index value. The sunny conditions to continue. Seeing some rain chances coming in by your Labor Day weekend, so keep that in mind. And we need the rainfall, of course, so we'll keep that and we'll keep you updated on that. In the meantime, of course, make it a great day today and stay cool. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join James, Don, Mac, Karina, and Gino today for 25 News 6 and 10.